I'm going to be talking about the probability of getting tasks done. And last time I did a Whiteboard Wednesday, it was about small teams. And I linked to a blog that I really want you guys to check out. It's called leadinganswers.typepad.com. And I'll link to it again down below. Go there, devour everything. It's great. And in fact, I'm pointing to the exact same article that I did last time. And they had a piece in there that had the probability of getting things done. And it reminded me of an analogy that my probability and stats teacher taught me back in college, which was, right here I have just a simplistic quarter, and if I was to flip it and do this thing and say what's the probability of it being heads, that answer is easy. It's 50%. But what is the probability of, if I flipped it again, that it would be heads again? Well, a lot of people would say 50% because they would look at it as the single instance of me flipping the coin again. But in fact, it's 25% because you have to look at what is 50% that it's going to hit heads the first time and what's 50% that's going to hit heads the second time to be two heads in a row. So, the math behind that is, what is 50% of 50%? Well, that's 25%. And that's where that math comes in. So, how does this relate to software? Well, this relates to software in the sense that about overloading your iterations or your weeks or your monthly schedule, whatever level of granularity you want to talk about tasks. And if you want to estimate in hours or estimate in points, whatever, I'm staying out of that argument. But my core message still is, make sure that you have your iterations loaded just correctly or just enough such that you do have a good probability of actually getting those things done. And the example that they had on that particular website was this. That if you have, let's say, task 1, and let's say for this example that you run 1 week iterations and your average velocity is, let's say, 10 points a week, okay? So let's say that you have task 1 and it's let's say a 5-point story, right? Well, at this point in time, and with your current average velocity and whatnot, you can say, hey, I think I have about a 90% chance, or let's say 95% chance of getting that done. Okay, but now let's add in task 2. And task 2 is a 3-pointer, okay? Let's say that, I have about a 95% chance of getting done that one as well because, my weekly velocity is 12 points and this only adds up 8 points. But now we're taking into account the probability of getting them both done, which is 95% of 95%, which is 90%. Now, the reason why we say that there's only a 90% chance is because what happens if that 3 actually ends up being more around a 8 or a 12 or whatever, right? Or this one's horribly underestimated and this one's horribly overestimated. It all works out in the end type of a mentality, or it all lies in the middle somewhere. So when you, for example, are looking at tasks for your week or whatnot, don't look and say, well, I have 40 hours this week and I'm going to load it up and I'm going to commit to 40 hours worth of work, because in order to finish every single one of those, the probability gets lower and lower. So it's kind of one of the old saying, under commit, over deliver. It is more or less the old adage that will turn this math into nothing. So until next time,